Hello and welcome to another video lesson from the IELTS Coach. Today we're going to do more Speaking Part 2020. Okay, so these again are common topics and questions that are likely to be used in 2020, especially at the beginning of the year from January to May or June. Okay, so for the first half of the year. I will do this the same way I did the previous video for Speaking Part 1 topics. I will show 3 topics, 3 or 4 questions for each topic, and I will give example answers. Maybe not for all of the questions, but for most of them. And you need to practice giving your own answers. Practice that 2-sentence structure that I recommend. And once again, I have this in a similar way that happens in the real exam. The first topic is quite common, quite easy for people to talk about. Then a less common topic, and then the last one is a little bit abstract. It may surprise you in that it might be unusual and not something we talk about every day. So let's get started and have a look at the first topic. And let's talk about your neighborhood. So can you tell me about the area you live in? Well, I live in a small city. I live right in the center of the city. So the street I'm on, it's quite big, it's quite busy. If you're outside on the street, it can be quite noisy, but within my apartment, it's set back from the street, it's quiet. The neighborhood has lots of restaurants and cafes, so that's why I like it. It's easy to walk to these places, and the city itself is not so big, so it's easy to get around, especially because I am in the center. What are some things you dislike about this place? Well, as I mentioned, it can be quite noisy on the street. So when you go out, especially in the middle of the day or at peak hour, a lot of traffic, it can be noisy and can give me a headache. That's about the only thing I dislike. As I said, I like the fact that there's things around. There's restaurants and cafes, and there's a park not too far away, and I can also walk to the beach. So mostly I like the things in this neighborhood. How long have you lived in that neighborhood? I've only lived in this particular building and in this area of the city for 1 month, but I've lived in this city for about a year. So I've lived in different neighborhoods. Some are closer to the beach, some are being closer to the city center, but I have lived in this particular building for 1 month, and I'm really liking the neighborhood and the things that are very close to me. Would you recommend that area for people to live in? I would recommend the area if you like going out. If you like cafes and restaurants and bars, it's a good area because those things are easy to walk to. If you want something a bit quieter, then I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend perhaps going closer to the beach or going a bit further out where there are more parks and green areas. But it's good if you like a lively atmosphere, then I would recommend this neighborhood. Okay, so now let's move on to the second topic that I have here, which is friends. So something that everybody has, everybody should be able to talk about. Can you describe your best friend? This is an interesting one for me. My best friend is John. I've known him for about 10 years. We are best friends, we are very close, but we don't live in the same city. I don't see him very often. But whenever I need to, I can pick up the phone or contact on Skype and talk with him. It's good that I have someone close that I can talk to about anything really. It would be better if we were in the same city and we could meet more regularly. What are the best qualities of your best friend? The best qualities I think of any best friend is, and for John, my friend, is that he's very open. I can tell him anything. He's not going to judge me. He's not going to make fun of me. He's going to listen. He's going to try and understand why I'm having certain problems. And he's going to give advice. He's usually going to be quite strong and strict and tell me what he thinks I should do. So the good qualities of a friend, that they are open, that they are honest, and that they are trying to be helpful. Do you have a lot of close friends? I don't really. I'm a very introverted person. I like to spend time alone, and I also move around quite a bit. So I don't have a lot of close friends. I make friends with people. I can be sociable, but after 1 month, we might move away. So it is harder to have close friends like that. And I prefer to have a small group of close friends rather than a lot of them. Why is it important to have friends? I think friends are important to combat loneliness. So you have someone to share things with. Doing great things or traveling to nice places is good on your own, but it's much better when it's shared. So it's good if you can share and get compliments and feedback from your friends. And go out with other people, not just on your own all the time. Okay, now let's look at the third topic, which is a little bit more abstract or unusual. And that is, in my case, I love sweet things. I probably eat cakes 2 or 3 times a week. I particularly like chocolate. I eat a lot of chocolate as well as some chocolate cake quite regularly. Have you ever made a cake? Only when I was younger. As a kid, I might have helped make a birthday cake here and there. It's not something I did very often. As an adult, I don't cook much anyway, and I certainly don't bake cakes or cookies or things like that. So I don't cook cakes often. I only did it as most kids do in their childhood. How often do you eat dessert? Probably too often. I would say not every day, but 4 or 5 days a week I will have dessert after lunch or after dinner. Something sweet, maybe a cake, maybe apple pie, ice cream. So I do like to have something sweet after dessert, or maybe even chocolate, a chocolate bar, something like that. So quite often, and probably a little bit too often. Which do you prefer, cakes, chocolate, or candy? Well, that's kind of a difficult choice. I would not say candy because, I don't know, sometimes that can be too sweet. But definitely chocolate. I like cakes, but if I have a choice between those 3, I will choose chocolate every time. Especially, I like dark chocolate. I like chocolate with coconut or fruits and nut in it. And yeah, I eat chocolate a little bit too much, and that would be my choice. Okay, so we'll stop there. So again, use my examples to create your own answer. Use some kind of structure when you are speaking. Try and have 2 clear sentences. This may or may not be in your speaking test, but questions like this will be in the speaking test. Something similar, might be a different topic, but the question structures might be the same. Which do you prefer? How often do you? Do you like cakes? Do you like sport? Do you like movies? So that question type will be there, but the topic might be different. Your structure for your answer will be similar, but the topic will be different. So go through, practice these topics and these question types, knowing that they are likely to be asked in the first part of 2020. So thank you for watching. Keep watching my other videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can be updated. I'm making videos almost every day now, so you will get notification whenever I make a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.